welcome to week 10, and here we are in San Francisco. We've driven up north from Las Vegas, and here we are at Head Over Heels Athletic Arts. This is a great gymnastics center. It's very large. There's a lot of great words written on the walls. What's exciting about week 10 is Niall has dictated to us to really smash it this week. Every workout I feel closer and closer to my goals, so let's hit this one so I can come ever closer to achieving 4 for 4. Handstand push-ups now, as you know, and we're missing someone. Lachlan's usually here to spot, but I thought it would be better if I try and see how many I can do on my own today, just to see how well I've developed my balance and strength. That's right, this camera position was on purpose. That was coming. I should be able to get 2 more. Damn it. There we go, 5. First ones are easy, but then very quickly it gets difficult, which is classic Tyson strength. Thought I had it. Didn't feel like they were solid holds. I don't think I was leaning far enough. Yeah, lean is very important, guys, in planche. Make sure you're never underestimating the importance of that as you start to make your body longer in the planche. In tucks, you can get away with it, but when you go straddle, bent-legged and full, you really need to be smashing that lean. Earlier I was just saying that straddle planche has become relatively easy. Now I've got to do straddle planche. Oh no! Time to put my money where my mouth is.
Yep, bit planked. Bit planked. There you go, that's better.
That felt alright. I say it like that because in gymnastics conditioning, there's no warm-up for it. There's no time for that. It's literally just you move on through each exercise. I'm up to straddle planche, so I do it. So without a warm-up, that felt pretty good. Doing cross press, almost like when you raise a little bird on its own, and then you got to give it that fly. Lachlan's just going to do that to me, so he'll just help me with the first rep or two, and I should be able to get the remaining 3 or 4 on my own.
Go free, my bird.
Quite cautious with all this stuff still. It seems like when I do let my guard down, something scares me back into being cautious.
I actually feel like you're being too cautious. I obviously don't know how you're feeling, so I can't say, but from what I've seen, I reckon you'd be ready for it by yourself. More than happy to help anyway, but that's just how it seems. My thoughts on this is it's level 1 cross, so it's not very intense anyway.
That entirely depends on the person, though. Overall, how I feel coming back from the injury is that I feel like there's things that I'm going too cautious or too easy on, and then there's also things that I'm pushing right at the edge of where I should be, and I'm just trying to find a mix of those two. And you'll never get it perfect, most likely, but the idea is to continually aim for that perfection so that you're pushing yourself at an appropriate level to make progress. We're done with gymnastics conditioning, moving on to our ring sequence. And as you've noticed, I've started trying to work the kip into it slowly again. How did I get so good at ring sequence? The good thing about ring sequence is it highlights all the technical aspects I don't train. Training through those weaknesses really helps build upon my strengths, and it helps to make the weaknesses stronger, and it helps build towards those goals.
If you want to get kip, my suggestion would be just do it over and over and over for like 10-15 minutes, just like any gymnastics skill. Just repetition, focus on it, and do it maybe 3-4 times a week.
I was thinking, should I do it over there? They're so tough, those ones, but I feel like they really benefit building that strength up here that I say feels so solid when I'm going through my planche in straddle, bent legged. All that feels really solid. I feel these really contribute to that. This exercise can be really easy if you're just doing it with fast, and then really just being an opportunist on that when you come round and then pushing through, carrying the momentum. So to make it hard, you really need to slow it down, and it makes it a lot harder. This is an exercise that I did for the first time in Vegas. It's nothing new to the world. I just think it complements my impossible dip training quite well.
Crazy things happen in Vegas, guys. Yeah.
You know, this originated from training at Yuri's gym called L'Oracle in Vegas, and I'm just combining it with some easier half reps or partial reps for impossible dip, and then I'm leaning back and doing a static hold in that position. So the reason for that leaning static hold is because I noticed that every time I went to do impossible dip and I'd lean back, it already felt, wow, this is a very weak position for me. I don't feel like I can do impossible dip. So I think exposing myself to that position and holding it will get me used to it and strong, so that when I go for the goal or when I'm doing those half reps or negatives, when I lean back, it feels like a solid position and I'm ready and prepped to lower down. And now I need to work on how to strengthen from this position up. Initially it was doing the push-ups with the impossible position, but I seem to have almost done it to death, and now I've got that tendonitis. That's the final challenge before I achieve the impossible dip.
One, two, three, 0. One little lower with the arms, more toward the hip, 3. It's not low, not toward the hip enough. Lower, like arms, yep, bit more, there, 0. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 0. 1, 2, 3. 0. 1, 2, 3. Bring them toward the chest a little bit more than that.
back here at Head Over Heels Athletic Arts for a play session and the planche floor circuit. So obviously we're going to start off with play. Doing planche again because I love it and I really want to get it and I want to keep drilling it so my body knows what I want from it. Now, we're stepping it up today. I've just done a warm-up with the bent-legged planche, and now I'm doing one leg out, one leg bent. So I'm hoping I can get a solid negative, and ideally a hold. I've got the UC Berkeley boys all around us, so it pumps you up anyway, because the skill here is just through the roof. I'll definitely go for that again. I just feel like I got the lean wrong. I lost a little bit of balance at the start, so I went in quite fast, and then I don't think I recovered enough to be comfortable. So it was, yeah, I just need to lean more and be comfortable with doing so. We've got Kyle here, who's training with the group as well. He was just doing rotator cuff, but he's been kind enough to offer his beast services to bust out a planche to psych me up to get my own. How can I not do it now? It's nice to have a little bit of play around with impossible dip and actually feel the position for once. It actually didn't feel impossible to press up from that with that little kip. When I was feeling really fresh, the kip was decent. Yeah. So that's a really positive thing right now, because up till now I was wondering when I was going to actually start to feel the whole position. For the rest of the play session, I'll just be playing around with the negative and going into it. I don't want to push that one too far. I feel like I put plenty of effort into the play session. It's hard to explain. It doesn't seem worth it to push that as much as it does to push a negative. And I'm not sure why. But where I'm putting my effort in, I want it to be in play. And this is just to see where that sub-maximal strength lies. Get 3 for the first time. Okay.
First two, I was hardly pushing. Third one got a bit heavier, but that was very, very good.
There's still that fear of flipping. to your face, and if it happened here, it would be horrible.
But have you ever flipped?
No.
Exactly. So that, because I was seeing the same thing, but not once have I even been close to flipping. So it's just in your head, really.
I've actually been doing planche negatives to death. So when I do this as part of the planche circuit, the 5 negatives, I'm keeping it at the froggy tuck stage. Ooh, froggy tuck. So that allows me to get that volume in, and it still allows me to do a nice, slow, controlled negative.
Really great session. It was such a good environment today, having the UC Berkeley boys training. It just added to the atmosphere, complemented the pre-workout, and just made for a really awesome session.
Hey guys, welcome to the next workout. We've just done ring sequence, which you saw earlier in the episode, and now we're diving straight into our upper limb. You saw me do the exercise I'm about to do in gymnastics conditioning, but because I'm trying to keep the volume that much higher, I'm consistently including this one into my upper limb and my gymnastics conditioning. It's even on play days sometimes. It's just everywhere. It's in my workout so that I'm consistently going through that range of motion for one arm pull at the level I can manage. Decided to lower the reps today so I could smash out some more quality over quantity today. Got cross press now. I've got Lachlan here to spot. I'm hoping I don't need him though. So what I'm going to do is have him spot the first one, and then I'm going to try and take over from there. Going for 5 reps. My chest feels so sore. It's ridiculous. It's just so tight. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it will be okay. Let's find out this set.
What's it tight from?
The pulls, the pull-ups, they cramp up the chest and it stays tight. We haven't been deep tissuing as much as we would like. When I can, I do the chest, but it remains tight. Another reason is perhaps it's remained tight for so long, there's a mental barrier where it feels too tough to do, but I just have to push past it. That was really difficult because I'm not conditioned for cross presses right now because it's been a while since I've done them on my own. But that felt pretty good. And that was the second set. Almost ready to take flight on my own.
Going for a bounce to cross there.
Lachlan said I wasn't leaning enough from a spotter's perspective. So
his feet were really heavy. There wasn't much weight in the chest, but his feet were really heavy.
So I've tried to lean a lot more, and then that's why I fell forward at the end. I was supposed to be able to press back up, and I thought I was in a position to. I was leaning a little bit too much. That's it for upper limb. We always finish on that resisted push-up. Have you tried it yet? At home with a friend? Hey guys, welcome to the last session of this week.
Peace.
Put them away. Today we're here at Head Over Heels once again, this fantastic gymnastics center. And I thought it would be quite informative to show you my warm-up today. It's a really good vibe. I'm feeling really fresh and excited to get into training today. We have the music pumping. We have pretty much this whole part of the gym to ourselves, and we have ample time today. So it gives us a lot of...
Do you think one reason you might be refreshed is that you didn't sleep in the car last night? Huh?
Maybe. I had a break from the stronger wagon.
You've been in there for how many nights in a row?
4
nights.
4, I think.
And how do you find the sleep in there, in that beast?
Yeah, it's not the best. I really don't care. I could sleep in it for the whole, but I didn't end up sleeping in it last night. I slept in a proper bed, so I feel pretty good, quite refreshed. I just have a good mood about me today, so I'm so keen to get into training. I want to start off this session today with tumbling, which I always love to do. As I've mentioned in the past, that's part of my roots when I was a teenager. Getting into tumbling, that's where it started, tricking parkour, so I always loved doing that.
It all led to the highest standing back tuck in the world.
That's how I got it.
Although you don't train it that much, do you?
Yes.
You should keep pushing that baby higher and higher.
This area here, I'm not sure if I've shown you much of it before. It's a floor that leads right into the pit, and for some reason that's very rare to find. So it's excellent to see it here, and we're going to be messing around with some front tumbling and then move on to some back tumbling, inspired by the Berkeley boys from the other day.
I gotta say as well, it's really impressive here. The floor literally ends where the pit starts. There are some gyms that have actually
There really is no drop off.
Yeah, most gyms have either like a hard wooden or steel beam, or the floor sort of rounds off and completely loses spring. Here it's pure floor pit, so it's beautiful. There's nothing to worry about, and you can just fully commit to any skill you're going for.
Even though we have ample time, we have a habit of really loving training and running out of time because we're doing it so long. So let's get straight into it right now. We're going to show you the tumbling.
Come on, you got this, easily, land it. Yep. Came out.
Had an epic tumbling session. Unfortunately, I really wanted to move on to those backwards tumbling combos as well. Round off handspring, back tuck, round off handspring, hopefully building up to double back. But my knees got the better of me. I felt a little bit too sore. Well, moving on now. I've just breezed through gymnastics conditioning. It was a really efficient, awesome session today. And now we're starting our trunk strength between the blocks. And they're probably the widest they've ever been before, so it's making it particularly hard. What do you think if you moved it out far enough that it was your head was what was on it? I feel like that's getting too far. You don't want to start to involve. Not that it's bad, but I don't think it would. Yeah, I think it would start to limit the leverage.
It's supposed to be core, not neck.
Yeah, so you want to keep it as wide as you can, but on the rear delts, on the traps. So if it starts to get too easy with that, then increase the load that is on you when you're doing the exercise. Our Edition Superman holds over the pommel. Sadly, we've only got the one spotter this time, so it becomes quite easy in terms of the resistance. It's always, as we were saying, much better to have two people with you. So what we've done today to try and still keep up the intensity and difficulty of this exercise is to, what we did was, it was our second exercise usually for trunk strength. We've now moved it to near the end. The reason being, we'll be quite fatigued coming into this, so it will make it harder. So I'll make that one spotter, putting the resistance there, almost as difficult as having two. We've got heel drives on the pommel, and we have two contrasting techniques to doing it. You've got the weighted bag, which is what Lachlan's using, and I'm preferring to have the spotter who's putting resistance against it. For the first set, I actually tried the weighted bag to see what it was like, and I found that it was too easy in the part of the exercise that counts the most. Whereas with a spotter, that's when they can put the most pressure on it, or put the pressure on it that is a challenge for you. With the weight, I found it was just easy to hold it up there, so I wasn't getting anything out of the set. So I've got Lachlan here, once again, to give me a spot. a lighter weight today, but it let me get more of a range of motion, which felt really satisfying to get that full crunch during the exercise. That concludes our week 10. What a week. Oh, already. What a week. I feel like there's still strength gains being made consistently as every week goes by. Certainly in planche, and definitely in the weight sessions. I feel like they're just getting stronger and stronger. I really hope you enjoyed the training this week, guys. You probably noticed there was no side split action going on, and that's something I've got to confess. When I did that side split attempt in front of Yuri and Lachlan at Yuri's home, I actually have pulled, something went wrong in this area here. I was actually going to ask Lachlan about it, so I wanted to ask him live here.
I'm not ready for this.
I have no problem kicking my leg up to a side split level on either side, but when I actually feel this injury, it's when I have my, let's just say I part my legs and go down so that it's a horizontal between here. That's when you can feel it. So I'm not sure exactly what it was that's pulled. I think it was the adductor.
I'd say it would be.
Around there, which is pretty important for side splits.
You don't really use your adductor when you're doing that. It's more abductor. So, but when you're pushing against that stretch, you're using the adductor. So I'd say it would be that.
Yeah, so I'm quite sure it was that, which is really disappointing. I'm so annoyed at that. I thought it was awesome how low I got, but it was just very annoying to happen. So it's affected side split training this week. I can't go as low because of the feeling. The pain is there and it feels a little bit tighter.
The danger with splits, and that's all splits, front and side, is that when you're getting really close, it's really, really like enticing to just push it a little bit, especially when you're getting very close to the floor. You're like, oh, I can do this. But you really need to be patient and remember that every centimeter takes the same amount of time to get, even when you are that close.
Quite disappointed with that side split at the moment, because unless it has to recover so that I can get the goal, otherwise I won't be able to get it. And that was one I'm very confident in getting, not factoring in an injury. Next week, for week 11, we're starting a new program. It's very much the same, but it's been modified to help us to ease up on the intensity of the program so that we are fresh going into the goals session. So that there won't be as many sessions and it won't be as stressful on the muscles and on the joints, but overall it aims to build us up by letting us rest and come in stronger for when we go and hit those goals. We're leaving head over heels. That was an amazing time here, especially being able to see the Berkeley boys train. That was a particular highlight for me, and this was a phenomenal facility. We're moving on, heading back down south, down LA way, but really we don't know where we're going to end up next week. It's a mystery to us, and I'll leave it as a mystery for you. Guys, if you really are enjoying this series, make sure that you hit that like button so that we pop up for everyone else on YouTube and we get this series a wider recognition. Make sure you subscribe to support me, support Lachlan, and support the series and get these episodes straight to your feed when they go live every week. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you for stronger series 2. Yeah. Are we in 2? Touch nose on the head. We'll see you for week 11.